Hello everyone, this is TheCodMineMan here, and today I'm going to talk about the update 1.51, Cold Steel. So this update came out today, it was a few hours ago. The servers were down last night, so I was asleep anyways, but that's when they updated the game, and I would like to talk about some additions, some of the cool things, and some of the things I would like to improve on. So to start off, I'm going to test, later in this video, I'm going to test out some aircraft, but right now I'm going to go on the overview of this update. So first they added some new sounds, which are very cool. I'm going to get into that later. They added a bunch of new planes, a bunch of new tanks, enhancing the damage models, and fixing a lot of bugs and glitches that have been in the game. Unfortunately, they didn't really fix the Corsair flight models. I do think they really need to fix that sometime in the near future, because they're just almost unflyable. I don't know what that was. Please just ignore that. But I'm going to start talking to you about this update. So, in the USA, they've added the A36, which is a very similar plane to the P-51. It's just designed for a different role, I guess. They've outfitted it with 6 12.7 Browning machine guns instead of the 20 mils. So it's very similar plane. It's just now an attacker. It's probably fitted for bombs. We can, let's go to modifications. Yeah, you can put bombs on it. Oh, sorry for that voice crack. Bombs, yeah, just basically bombs. So it's probably like a P-51 attacker. And they also added the SB-2C, which is obviously descendant of the SB-2. It's probably a slightly upgraded. Battle rating's 3.3, so it obviously has some significant changes to it. It also has 20 mils, which is nice, I think. Yeah, it has 20 mils, so that's really nice to know. It's kind of like the BTD now. BTD, yeah. And then continuing down, that's about it. The Corsair, God. The Buffalo's flight model been changed. The only considerable difference is the roll rate. The roll rate is now slower, which is understandable because that's real life, closer to real life. And for tanks, they added the Super Hellcat, which is at a 6.3 battle rating. I can understand that because this one is at a 5.0. Wow. And the M60, which is actually, I think that's going to be a little controversial because isn't this like a 1960s tank? I don't know. I can't remember. Moving on to the Germans, they've added the IL-2 Premium here, and they have added a DO 17. It's just DO 17, not DO 217. DO 17 E1 medium bomber, which if we previewed it, it looks like they strapped 2 HE-51 engines on it and called it a day. It's a very boxy, very slow, boxy, awkward plane. There's no armor. And for the tanks, they've added the Panzer 35T, which is a reserve tank. The NB.FZ.6, I think. Which is right here. Wow, okay. And the Leopard 1, which I'm it's probably earlier because Leopard 1. That's cheap as probably gonna come down. Oh wow, it's actually tier 5. Wow, okay. That's slightly better. And the the BF-109Es have a flight model change. I don't know what that is. Hopefully it's to balance out some issues and some wonky stuff. But moving on to the Russians have actually got a large number of planes. To start off, they have the Hurricane Mark IIB right here. It's a premium plane. It actually has two 20s and two 50 cals, which is interesting. But moving on, we also have the Yak 3 right here at a 6.0 battle rating, which is understandable because the Yak 3s are amazing. And the IL-2M Avenger, which is a premium in here. It's a new model, so it got updated. It's probably been there, but it got a new model, so that's more flyable. And the Type 3 also has a new model. No, Type 3. Oh my, ugh. Type 3 right here. It also has a new model, which is nice. I see War Thunder's fixing the models. Too bad they didn't fix the Corsair. I think that should get a fix. I think, did they add this one? No, I'm not sure. Yeah, they probably did. And I'm just being really blind. And then we have some tanks. So we have the T-26, which is a reserve tank. We have the SU-100, which is a premium tank right here. And we have the T-34-100, which is also a premium tank. And we have the T-10M, which I couldn't find. I'm probably really blind. Ah, it's what? Okay, so it's right here. So it looks like they added a lot of good-looking, or a lot of more modern tanks in here. Yeah, I can. Yep, it's a more modern tank. That's like, is it Cold War? I can't. Nah, I don't know. I'm blind. Moving on to Great Britain, we didn't see too much in Great Britain, but we got a new Hurricane Mark IV, which has two 40 mils and a 1.7 battle rating, so that will be interesting against German bombers. Definitely very interesting against German bombers. And it's gonna be a ground attacker, but those 40 mils, if they connect, you're not gonna be alive. And we also got the Firebrand right here, which is a naval fighter / bomber, with 4 Hispano 20 mils. Obviously that's regular. And we got a new flight model for the Hurricane Mark IIB. And for last but not least, Japan, we got a J2M5 30 mil version right here as a premium, and a J2M5 20 mil version right here. We also have the Kai 44, which is probably a descendant of the Kai 43. There's obviously no tanks being added. I don't know if they'll ever add tanks, but moving on, I'm going to start talking about the new missions that are coming, or the new mission that is coming in that I'm very excited about. It's called Enduring Confrontation, which is basically a very long, drawn-out, almost unlimited game mode where it's kind of cool. You have to prove you're worthy, and then you can move up to 2 jets or whatever your highest plane is. It's actually very fun. It looks fun. I haven't played it, but that looks pretty exciting. And we have a new map called Finland, which we will preview soon when we can. And one of the things I want to talk about is the new sounds. I flew a realistic battle a few minutes ago, and I noticed very different sounds. The largest thing I've noticed is the way the airplanes sound when they are near you or buzz past. It's kind of more realistic, so that when they're 1 kilometer away, you can hear that very dull thump or / roar of the engine. But as they get closer, you can now hear the loud, unconcerning scream, which is like almost frightening. It makes you scared, or it makes you frightened, which is kind of cool because it's more realistic. I could try to show that off to you. I don't really have anyone to show it off to, or I don't have anyone with me to show it off to. I think I could probably go into let me try this. Mission editor. Well, I don't know why the PE2 is here. But I'll probably cut this part out and get right into it. Alright guys, so we're back, and you can obviously hear the difference. It's a very loud roar. It's kind of cool. You can kind of hear it. It's like when you're in formation, it's very surround sound, very interesting. This is a lot more realistic, and I like it a lot. And yeah, so that's about it. It's very cool when you have a plane very far away and then they get very close. I'm gonna try to shoot down my friends here. Yeah, set your engine on fire. Set your engine on fire. Set you on fire. This guy just doesn't want to go down. There he goes. Okay, so there's this dull roar sound that I'm talking about. You can kind of hear it, and it's very cool. So you can hear that dull roar sound coming up, and as they get closer, you can hear the engines more. So you hear that dull roar, and the roar comes in, gets more high-pitched, and then the engines come in, which I like it a lot. It's very cool. And so yeah, that is that. And it's obviously different with jets. The jets sound very cool. I can show you that off real quick. Let me show you that. Alright guys, so we're back, and I think this is oh yeah, there it is. You can definitely hear the surround sound roaring of the jet engine. I can't wait to get into the battle with the ME-262s, because then you can hear how loud and how kind of cool it is when you... Wow, that's a really nice formation. When you hear the enemy jet fighters coming in. It's kind of cool. I really do like it. It's very loud. It's obviously very loud. I don't know how loud my voice is compared to this. You may not be able to hear my voice. I don't know how my Bandicam records my voice and stuff. Yeah, it's all wonky. I don't know. But nonetheless, let's get into this battle, and hopefully we can hear the sound of the ME-262s over my loud giant voice. And these guys just separated off. Okay, screw you guys too. I'm gonna go alone. Oh, okay, you're just attacking trees. And that one crashed. Okay. So here comes the ME-262s. The AA sounds are really nice too. They also improved those slightly. And you can hear the ME-262s as they come in. Not as prominent as the... Oh, hello. Not as prominent as... Wow, that sliced both my wings right off. As the fighters, what am I talking about? The prop planes, but still there. The prop planes sound a lot more scary. And I like the props better, but this is definitely a new system that can help warn pilots, because they can hear that very loud roar of the engine, and then they can compensate for that. So they can now hear people coming in, and then, you know, fix that. And I suck with these guns. Now just ignore that. There we go. Alright, and let's go back to hangar. So right now I'm going to test out some of the planes, not all, and see how it goes. So I'm most interested in this plane, because this one probably flies like the P-51. But I'm going to test flight this plane and see how it is. So this is a SBD, a little bit upgraded, and with 20 mils. So I'd like, this thing could actually probably defend itself now, seeing that the last one had only 2 50s. Because, you know, that, I mean, 50s are 50s, but they're not that good. And this does kind of remind me of the SBD, but it looks very different. The wings are one of the most, I forgot the word, the most prominent, yeah, I'll just use prominent for now. Oh, sorry. The most prominent feature, it looks almost, it kind of looks like the wings look like a P-40, or maybe a wear array. But as you see, this is still a 7.7, unfortunately. Nothing too special there. But these cannons are nice. So that's something to look forward to. It turns pretty decently. I don't think there's any issue with turning. It looks like it probably could outturn some Focke-Wulfs and some things of that manner. And it looks like they... wrong button. Wow, that was embarrassing. Well, just ignored that. But it looks like it has the little, I don't know what they're called, but they help with turning. If someone could say that in the comments, that'd be greatly appreciated, but I forgot. Moving on, let's research or preview the Doe 17. No, that's not, I meant to test flight, yes. Alright, so this thing looks interesting because it looks like they strapped some biplane engines on it and called it a day. It's very square, very... Oh, you hear that, guys? So that's the new sound that of bullets ricocheting off the ground. Wow, that sounds a lot more interesting than that you hear most of the time. But this thing's actually pretty decently fast compared to what I thought it was, but it's still very boxy, very sluggish, although it can turn. It's pretty decent at turning, obviously, but it does lose a lot of speed. Obviously, what you expect, it's not a very fast bomber, although the tail control, wow, the tail control. Yeah, so it has one gunner up top, and the weird thing is the gunner down below is almost facing, oh yeah, no, he's right there, but I know it, no, he's right under, but it's only like right there, so it's not like right here. You only get right here. So I don't know if this is for like strafing AA or something, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and the gunner's right there. Yep. And the cool thing about it though is I don't think, yep, the pilot does have a gun, which is really nice, and like you at least have a little bit of defense before getting, you know. Oh, it looks like stealth has as you can see, stealth now has the little line, yeah, but it doesn't have the tracer. Well, that's interesting. So let's return to hangar and let's go to another vehicular device. So I'm interested to see one of the new tanks that was added. So the T-34. So I'm gonna test drive this and see if I can. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna test drive this, and then I'm gonna show off the new Finland map, which is very cool. Yeah, I've seen some pictures of it, and obviously, look, if you look down to the left, there's a very cool new damage model that allows you to see exactly what is damaged on the tank, and it allows you to see how many crew members you have left. And if you can aim, I don't know, and I think that's for, yep, aiming and driving. So this thing, wow, the traverse rate's very decent on this thing. Huh. So yeah, this tank obviously isn't too special, although the traverse rate and the speed are pretty fair. The traverse rate I like a lot. Let's see the depress. So the depress isn't that good on this tank. So you could possibly get some locusts up here, but it shouldn't be used at a high altitude. Although it can aim very high up. So that's cool. So I'm gonna return to hangar. I'm gonna bring out one of my American tanks, and I can test out the new Finland map. Let's get the American tank up here. I think here. I'll just create custom battles. Session. There we go. Tank battles Finland. Start. Password derp. Apply. Then let's get some American tanks up here. I'm gonna get my Locust just because it's probably one of my fastest tanks, so that I can actually show off the map. I'm just bringing out some other tanks because I can. No, that's not what I wanted. Oh, come on. And if you guys want me to fly anything, or where's my M18? I don't know what my M18 is. I'm blind. Oh, right there. If you want me to fly anything because if you're confused, just let me know, and if I can fly it, I will. I have most planes in USA. I have a decent amount of British, and I have a pretty good amount of Russian and a very good amount of German. I have my German jets. No, I have one German jet, and I'm researching another German jet currently. So I'm going to take out my... So it's obviously, you can see it looks like winter, which is actually really cool. I like this map a lot. It looks actually realistic like winter. I don't know what they did, but they did something right. And they actually have, you know, snow on the... I guess not. Okay, thanks. Taking forever. Wow, look at this. So, wow. So this actually feels like winter right now. And you can, yeah, look at that. So that's ice. Wow, okay. So this is actually kind of really cool. They made it so your tank looks like it's in winter. Who's knocking over? Stop knocking over trees, Pedro. God damn it, Pedro. Fucking Pedro, stop it. Come on, Pedro. Knock it off. There we go. But this is actually really cool. So it's not static snow, it's actual live snow, and everything does look winter. It's not like some of the winter maps in realistic or airplane battles where it's like literally just nothing impressive. So this actually does look like winter. So I'm very impressed. We obviously have to see how this plays though, but this is very good for some, you know, cinematic gameplay, or it just looks very nice. So it feels like it is like in the dead of winter right now, and that it's like 20 degrees Celsius. I mean, not 20 degrees Celsius, 20 degrees Fahrenheit. 20 degrees Celsius is very warm. Or, you know, like -3, 4 degrees Celsius. That's around the Fahrenheit level, so you don't have to look that up. But it's, wow. Okay, so it takes place at a village. So this is very nice. Let's see if we can break through these fences. I'm guessing we can. Yep, there we go. We can just break right through it. But this really does look like winter. It does look very wintry. So Gaijin did a good job at this. So it looks like there's a frozen lake here. I want to see if we can actually, I don't know if it'll permit us to, but ooh, let's see if we can do it. Yep. So it looks like there's a frozen lake right here. Let's see if we can let's see if we can get on this. Sorry, my ADHD is just going wild, but this looks... Okay, so I guess my tank hates me. There we go. Okay. But I like the look of the treads. Look really nice, and it looks like it's actually winter. So they must have had to do that with all the tanks, which, wow, took a lot of time. I'm gonna go this way. This way looks the best. So this could actually be very cool for some funny moments. The ice stuff. Let's see if we can actually cross it. This would be very cool. Okay, so we can cross the ice. I don't know if it's slippery or not. Yes, there we go. It feels like we're on regular... actually, it kind of feels a little bit slippery, but I'm pretty sure that's the placebo effect. I'm not entirely positive. Let's find out. Okay, no, it's actually... No, it's very... it's very slippery. As you can see, I'm not... Usually, if I did a drip like that and not flight power, I would have stopped immediately. But it's... yeah, no, it's very drifty. It's not, I let go of my power right there. Here, I'll let go of my power. And yep, it's stopping, reversing, but it still slides, which is actually, go away, BTD. It serves him right. But this is actually really cool, so we could do a lot of things with this map. I'm wondering if we could land a plane on this. That would be very cool. Looks like Poodster and I are going to probably try that, and it looks like we get returned to battlefield after a little bit. But we have a fair amount of area which we can mess around with, and hopefully can return to the battlefield going via this way. Fuck you! Yeah, we can return battlefield this way. Fortunately, we have a BTD. Oh my gosh. Screw off. Fuck you. So sorry about that, but wow, he killed a lot of things. Created but nonetheless, this is actually really cool. So Gaijin did put a lot of work into this. I just hope they fix their game overall. I would rather them work on glitches first and make it a lot easier game to play. Or not easier, but uh-oh. You didn't see that. But so I'm gonna go into the air and see how this map looks from the air. So it actually looks like there's snow on the ground, which is actually really cool, in the hangar, unlike some snow maps where they literally just put the snow in the ground but not trees or anything. But nonetheless, this map looks very, very good. I like it a lot. It's like they failed a little bit covering that up. Yeah, but what was this? Why is there? Oh, well, okay. What? I'll just start that right back up. But I'd rather Gaijin focus on more fixing the game mechanics, fixing the flight models, making it more balanced, making it easier to get planes in high tier, not having to spend so much money or grind, than making everything look all pretty, because even though the prettiness is there, it won't stay for long, because some people will get mad, and it obviously goes down from there. So I'm going to bring up my F2A, probably not right here, I'm going to have to go down, there we go. Alright, because F2A is one of the easiest things to land. Yeah. Ready, start. And it looks like they have added some arcade missions, and I always love arcade. Before you get mad, I'm saying I always love arcade maps. Don't love arcade, I love arcade maps, because arcade maps are they're very cool. I mean, who doesn't love arcade maps? Because it's just so amazing. And realistic maps are all like flat board, nothing else. Arcade's just like, we go everywhere, woo! You know, for example, that one map where it's like it's in the Pacific and there's like 20, 30 caves you can fly through. It's really cool. So I spawn in the airfield just to get over it quicker. So that looks a little bit weird, not a place. Yeah, I'll just ignore that lake. And it looks like these lakes have ice on it. The only weird thing about that ice is it's right there, but nowhere else. So that's interesting. As you can see, the roll rate of this thing is a little bit slower, especially when I get to slower speeds. Where's Pedro? That's Harry. I don't want to kill Harry. It's Max right there. And the turning time, I don't really think there's much in it. I think it's slightly increased, but that's about it. I'm gonna see if I can land on this thing while talking about this. Talking about some issues Gaijin can fix. And so I think one of the biggest issues, or one of the biggest wonky flight models in this game some of the biggest are definitely the F4, FDS, F6F. Most of the Corsairs are pretty wonky when it comes to flight models, and things like that. Oh. What? Things like that. Sorry about that landing. Obviously, some of you can agree. I can't really fly the Corsair because the battle rating, the 20 mil battle rating is awful, and it's way up tiered, and it's so broken that it's a useless plane at that BR. It's very, unless you're like the most skilled pilot, it's very hard to fly, and it doesn't perform how it performed in real life. Well, coming from other people, I don't exactly know that because I'm not an expert, but it just doesn't feel right. And some of the other issues are how hard it is to get jets. I know it should be put into a little bit more difficult, but some of these, the way that they go at it is very hard. You have to grind for like, you know, months or weeks and stuff, and even if you're a really good pilot, it's hard, you know. I think they should decrease the RP to get for jets a lot. I would probably put it, instead of, you know, like, what is it, 300,000, 800 RP for, you know, like a Saber or something. I think they should put it to more of 100, 200 max, or 100,000 to 200 max, because it's hard enough to get to the first jets, but the last jets you have to almost, you know, spend money. I haven't really spent that much money for, I haven't spent any money at all on the game, in forever. I got premium planes, about half a year ago, because they had a really good deal on a summer sale, or no, it was a Christmas sale, and everything was 50% off, so I jumped on that, got the biggest thing in the game for only $60. It was originally $120, but I got it for $60, and so I lucked out for that. But after that, I didn't have anything, and I just started researching my Saber a few days ago, or not a few days ago, a few weeks ago, and I haven't got very far. I've been using mostly my premium P51, but it's very, okay, so I guess this doesn't work with planes. It's just very difficult, to research jets, so that's another thing that I think they should improve on. But other than that, I think it's an alright game. There's a lot of jokes about, you know, how Gaijin screwed us over and stuff, but, you know, those are just for fun. I think this game is a pretty fun game when played right, and definitely you can do a lot of things in this game, as you can see from the funny moments Poodster and I and our friends do. So yeah, so I'm pretty sure this video is almost over. I may show off some other things, but that's about it. I'm just gonna return to hangar right now because I don't want to stay in the 2-lap. Again, Finland looks like a very cool map. Add some versatility so you don't get, you know, Poland and all blah blah blah, all these stuff, you know. But I'm gonna go look at the any new Russian planes. Nothing really too interesting. And the Firebrand looks kind of cool. I'm gonna test fly that, just see how nice it is. Well, arcade, what is that doing in arcade? So I'm gonna take out this Firebrand. British has some really cool. Wow, so this looks interesting. Wow. Okay, so it's a very big plane. It looks kind of weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time. But yep. Wow, not even big enough. Okay. Yep. Another thing Gaijin needs to work on is the size of the carriers. The carriers are too small, unproportional. So I'm gonna try that again. hopefully I don't hit the deck of the carrier. Let's see if I can do this. Oh my god. Okay, so, jeez, I can't even fucking lift off. Okay. Okay, so the flaps look kind of cool in this game. Or in this plane, not game. Wow, so you almost hit. Well, so this thing has really long wings, very thin wings, at the end at least, and a very big fuselage slash body. Wow, okay, so the fuel tank is right in front of the pilot, and also under the pilot. So it climbs pretty decently. Seems to have two power. I'm gonna see how it turns and performs. So, wow, the turning rate is lackluster. I think that's the right word. It's very mediocre. Yeah, so it's definitely not going to be used as a turn fighter. I'm going to see how fast it can get in a level flight in its acceleration. So its acceleration's, it's a mediocre, probably acceleration. I think you can get up to some pretty nice speeds at its battle rating, though. I don't know. Probably not. But I think the biggest thing are these Hispano 20 mils. And the funny thing about it is these things are so powerful that you know, you can see my thing twitching. It's like, woo! So yeah, so that's about it for this plane. This plane isn't really special. It had very bad roll rate. Yeah. So I can see why this is being used as an attacker, because there's really not much going for it. It could possibly do boom and zooming, but definitely not anything related to turn fighting. So I'm also going to fly out the Hurricane. Curly frog. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. My voice is just cracking an awful lot today. Ugh. This is so unprofessional. I'm sorry, guys. But this is the 40 mils, so I basically know how the Hurricane performs, but I'm going to show off those really nice 40 mils. Nice. Oh, I'm wondering if it can still do that rudder trick. I don't know if Gaijin fixed it. Let's find out. Oh, this thing is not a very good climber. It's meh. It's meh. Let's see. Well, this version probably doesn't do it anymore. Wow. Look at my speed, ready? Look at the plane! Wow. Wow. I don't know what that was. Just wow, that's pretty intense. Now I'm gonna reload these cannons, and I'm gonna see how fast they fire when they're actually reloaded. So I'm gonna, you know, probably pause the video here if I actually know how to edit or remember to, and then I'll resume once my cannons are loaded. All right, guys. So I am back with me cannon ammos. So wow, that's weird. So it has a lot of positive lift. As you can see, I'm aiming right down in my things. My actual lift, yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna fire these. I'm gonna hold down the trigger and fire these cannons and see how they affect my plane. Wow. So that's pretty crazy. So it brings down my speed a lot, and it jolts my plane a lot. So I can't wait to see this thing in action. Obviously, you'd probably have to fire it sparsely. Scarcely. Yeah, that's the right word. Use the right words. Use your words, Caden. But anyway, that's about it for the British. Yeah, I'm gonna fly out the J2M, and then this is the end of the video. I apologize that this video is so long, but there's a lot of show off, and I probably could have done it in a faster way, but then again, who cares? Probably a lot of people clicked away, but if you haven't, thumbs up to you. So this thing is a, I believe the history about it is that the Japanese needed a fighter capable of climbing up high and quickly and intercepting bombers and fighters. So it wasn't, you know, you wouldn't put a lot of, I can't talk, you couldn't put a lot of fuel in it, but this thing was mainly made for climbing up high, booming, zooming, and you know, doing stuff, and then getting back home. So that's all this plane was, and it's a very, you know, small, fat plane. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of fat. It's just a very fat plane. Wings are small, but body is big. So yeah, as you can see, it has a very good climb rate for 20 degrees. So this thing would climb right up. Why did it go up? Climbs right up and go right back down. So this thing is all versatile. It looks like it has American 20s on it. What? The red tracers. Where's the apparently there's, oh no, this is a 30 mil. Never mind. This is a German. It looks sounds like the one that the Ho uses. Obviously this thing is lackluster and mediocre at turning. High speeds is better at turning, I think. Seeing that the ones that, you know, I fight, they turn pretty well compared to some planes that I fly. Obviously, you know. But that's about it for this update. So there's yeah. So certain maps also got tweaked so in tank battles so that it removed unfair vantage points. You know, Kursk, I don't really know how to say that. Kursk, remove unfair vantage points. Some areas have been slightly flattened. Jungle, remove remove known unfair vantage points, and then it go on. And it just balances the maps more so that you have a fair side. So yeah, so that's about it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.